When looking at the route to Clear Lake on a map, it appears to be more of a hiking trip than a canoe trip. Although the route can be difficult at times, it is also quite beautiful, and the reward for all your effort, at least in my opinion, is the jewel of the wildlands. Feels so good to be finally skipping Head Lake. Just put your money in the envelope, a little bit of your info, license plate number and that, and you're good to park here and skip Head Lake. Very grateful for whoever set this up. I gotta put my keys and stuff in the barrel per usual. A lot easier. Do not miss paddling Head Lake whatsoever. Now it's just a quick jaunt over Fishhog and we're on our way. I don't remember that being down last time. Like I said, it's been a couple years. Welcome back to Fishhog. Always take the sneaky path in the south end of the island on Fishhog. Saves you a lot of time if you're heading towards Red Boat or Clear Lake. I used to love Fishhog back in the day. Used to be a regular spot for me, but about like 6 or 7 years ago it started getting way too people-y. You're always racing people in on Friday nights, fighting for sites, and you never get the one you want, and basically just gave up on it. I'd rather just bite the bullet and do the push up to Crooked, or Clear Lake, or Red Boat, or something like that. Still a beautiful lake, though. Seagull caught himself dinner over there. After the paddle over Fishhog is where the trip starts to get a little bit more arduous. The portages encountered along this section aren't all that difficult, but they are frequent. Maybe you can calm down. You're a freaking psychopath right now. Hoping the end of the next portage has water at it again. The last couple times I came through this way, Beaver Dam was blown out, and it turns the next portage from like a 250 or something into probably like 450 or 5. And the first time I'd ever encountered it, I feel like we were one of the first people because there was no trail or anything. Most recently, 2 years ago when Castle and I came through here, the portage had just moved around and started following the edge of the swamp. The people are like ants. They just go over, under, around obstacles, make a new path. Certainly looks like a moose has been through here. All the tops of the flowers are gone. Oh, there's one left in the whole swamp. There's one hungry moose. My favorite portage in the park. So it's the worst portage in the park. Only for the start, and then it's fine. Come on, let's go. Good girl. That's a pretty good jump, no one? Forgot how tight of a journey this is, and how many portages. Basically a hiking trip. But Clear Lake is beautiful. And I haven't been in there in the summer, I'm gonna say in like 5 years. And it'll be nice to swim in Clear Lake again. Oh, it was a bear. Where was it? First I thought you were trying to like figure out which way we were going, and then I was like, no, she's pointing at something. Oh, I was quiet after you said that. Luckily the bear was on the opposite side of the pond, at least that the portage is on. Oh no, why don't you relax?
I remember this. I don't remember the 1,000.
Big rock top, a little confusing. Up there. Good girl. Good girl. Oh, he's standing on a floating mat. Oh, good girl. Good. Bring me the swamp water and then shake off the swamp water. I don't remember the trip up to Clear Lake being so long and arduous. I do remember it being this swampy though. It all look like this path has been getting some frequent flyers on it. Lily pads are way thicker than I remember. Apparently everyone's forgotten how beautiful Clear Lake is. Here's the portage. I think this one's more of just a leftover really. It's 5 meters. Two more portages after this one? Okay. Oh. Looks a little soft.
I'm regretting forcing you on this trip right now. Looks like we walked around it.
Yeah. This is also thicker than I remember. Give me hopes that a lot of people still don't go up to Clear Lake though. I'll give it that it's not the most fun getting up there. It is 100% the most beautiful lake in the park in my opinion. There's beaver. Welcome to Red Boat. Last lake before Clear Lake. You made it this far, just keep going. Red Boat is just kind of small. The water's not super pretty. No spectacular campsites. She's gonna make it after all. Well, we made it. Final portage into Clear Lake. There is another way to get up to Clear, but I wouldn't recommend it. Probably almost a decade ago, my friend John Paul and I took that way because it looked easier on the map. Just 2 short portages. But what you don't realize is it runs through a dammed up swampy area, and there's plenty of leftovers and nonsense. And it's way easier to just do the 1,000-meter portage. A couple of years after I did the trip, I stumbled across a video by John from Lost Lakes, and he was doing the same route and made the same mistake we did and got stranded in, I'm pretty sure, the same spot we did, which is kind of funny to me. I'm watching the video and going, don't go that way.
Well, we see water. Wonder if we'll get snowed on this time. It made it memorable, that's for sure.
One of the not so nice things about solo canoes is the whole removable yoke system. What's even worse is when you forget it on the longest portage of the trip. That was hard on the neck. But we're here. Finally back on Clear, and it's actually swimming weather, so I think it might be a sunset swim for us. Well, it looks like we missed the sunset. It's definitely not the best lake for sunsets anyways. We mostly come here for the fishing and stupid clear water. Well, this is probably the latest we've set up the tent in a long time. Pretty much in the dark. And that's that. Mosquitoes are brutal right now. Oh, so nice. Oh my god, it's still shallow here. I can stand up.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh god, feels like this could be way worse for me to get out. I feel like that was the least graceful swim of life. Really hard to swim when you can't see anything below your feet. Much nicer to swim at night when you just have a rock ledge to jump off of or a beach to wade into. Not a shallow, slippery rock. Sounds like the wolves or coyotes might have killed something. Kind of been a weird feeling just taking it easy for the weekend. Far from the ordinary for us. Nice change of pace. Super nice to be back on this lake. It lives in infamy in my mind as one of the first backcountry lakes that really stuck with me. One of the first backcountry lakes that I ever set my sights on exploring back in the day. Still a beautiful swimming and fishing lake, that's for sure. Even after the hundreds of lakes I've probably seen since then.
We found this item. We thought it was a mushroom at first. It's maybe a rock, maybe concrete. What is this?
It's really hard to appreciate the beauty of Clear Lake until you paddle it for yourself. The clear waters let you see 30 feet down to the bottom. The large island in the center is a joy to fish your way around, and the sunrises are spectacular on almost all of the campsites. Good morning. Another beautiful day. We were saying it's a carbon copy of yesterday, basically. We couldn't have asked for a better weekend to be out here relaxing. Unfortunately, the rest of the day is going to get a little bit hot, so we're trying to make an early getaway because doing those portages in the heat of the middle of the day probably not going to be the best time. So let's get it over with while it's still kind of cool. Okay. Good girl. We're both a little sad we gotta leave. Saying we'd be happy to stay another night or two and just chill.
That was a patch of sheep sorrel. It is an edible green, typically grows in rocky areas with an arrowhead shaped leaf. It's a little sour, but still good. So just make sure that you're correctly identifying things before you eat them. My papa taught me about that actually, so nice to share some of that knowledge.
First portage down, and super glad to be getting this over with in the start of the day. As you can see, I'm already sweating my ass off. No. Hey, sit down. I don't want to swim in the swamp. It's for you to do. Good, my love? Good old swamp. What's that on this trip? There's an angry hawk or osprey or something up in the tree. It made a bit of noise when we came in and took off. Now it's squawking at us. I don't know what it's so angry about. I don't see any osprey nests. Just up in the tree over there. Oh, probably halfway through the way home. Getting there. The osprey followed us all the way over here. He was screaming when we got to the end of this portage too. Maybe he wants to be our friend. I think on this next portage, we're going to try to paddle the swamp, which we didn't attempt the other night because we were running tight on time. So I was like, if it's not paddleable, we're going to lose a lot of time. But we have all the time in the world today. So worst case scenario, we lose 10-15 minutes. Best case scenario, we gain 10-15 minutes. Worth knowing for next time. Better wait, Nona. Oh. Doesn't look deep, but the muck's pretty deep underneath it, so give me hope. Will I regret this decision? We'll find out. It's probably moving slower than if we were portaging, but at least we only have to do it once. Okay. That might make my life easier anyway. No. You walk. Nona out of the boat became significantly easier. You walk. Good girl. Good girl, Nona. Ooh, hoping it's just that middle section that's super bad. I remember it being bad years ago, before the beaver dam blew out. So hopefully that means the rest is a lot easier. Whew. Well, I made it. Was that any easier than the portage? Probably not. Probably would not do that again unless it was spring. Hey, Nona. Come on. Good girl. Usually this is the second last portage any other time I've done the trip, but luckily for us, this time it's the last portage. No more portage into headlight.
Never get baby. Longer you wear them, the stronger they get. Sometimes think I should watch them. Remember, no, not yet. Shout out to Isabel for getting that song in my head.
Girl. That one hurt a little bit. Yeah. I didn't think I was hung up that bad. Hey, Nona, sit your butt down. Get a long paddle. Not really. I tell her she's more likely to lay down than stay. Much faster than paddling around the island, that's for sure. Well, that definitely made it easier. I did not miss the paddle across Head Lake whatsoever. I'll put the location of this launch in the description. Just please, for the love of God, be respectful. You don't want to lose the right to skip Head Lake. If you're the one that ruins it for everyone else, I curse you to paddle Head Lake nonstop for the rest of your life. Anyways, get out there for some adventures of your own. They're waiting for you.